Alright, tube. Let me make myself more presentable. This is a great lesson. Equally as motivated by business goals and personal goals as I am athletic goals. Hello. It is 4:30 AM. Maddie's still in bed. I'm about to head to work. Hello and welcome to the vlog. It is now 4:40 AM. I'm on my way to work to coach the morning classes for a jam-packed day of everything that makes up Bailey O'Brien, who I am outside of fitness, races, nutrition, and health. There is lots to my personality that is more than just an athlete. I do love being an athlete, absolutely. But yeah, I guess it is very multi-dimensional. And sometimes we find it kind of hard to showcase exactly what that is. And I guess it is kind of it's an odd one because some of the things that I would classify as work don't probably seem like work to everyone. Nevertheless, there is lots of tasks and responsibilities on my plate that I have to get done in a day. And we just want to kind of highlight what some of those are throughout this video, provide a different perspective, because it is such a big part of my personality and who I am. So let's see what we get up to. Okay, morning block done. 5 AM compete, and compete for us is elements of CrossFit, but those wanting to compete at a high level and do more competitive style movements. So we're talking like weightlifting movements, the snatch, the clean and jerk, and then gymnastics movements. So today, Thursday, is our highest skill gymnastics day at the gym for compete. So we worked on bar muscle ups, ring muscle ups, and then handstand walking variations. And I'm sure we'll put some clips in there, but we got one of the girls, Olivia Charlton, shout out, her first bar muscle up today, and she's been working so hard on that. She's been coming into open gym in her own time. She's put in so much work. Her only goal, like her lifetime goal, is to do a strict pull-up, which she achieved this year. And now she's gone as far to one of the most complex movements you can do, which is the bar muscle up, which is just freaking what it's all about. Makes me so happy to see people put in work and then get the results. We then have a hybrid class at 6:15. Now, hybrid for us is more functional strength and conditioning. There's no high skill, complex movements, no gymnastics, no weightlifting, but we are still getting a very good strength and then hypertrophy kind of stimulus. So that was our 30s. Thursdays are more of our party pump. We do lower body on Monday. We do upper body strength on Tuesday, but it's more compound movements. And then Thursday we do more isolated movements like biceps, triceps, more shoulder specific work, and then more core work. A, it's fun for the guys to get a big pump on, but B, a lot of the girls who are wanting bar muscle ups or wanting to get their first strict pull up, lack a little bit of strength in those isolated movements as well. So it's really beneficial on a Thursday. Before Friday, we have like a more weightlifting, clean and jerk, and then a big workout on a Friday. So anyway, wrapped up coaching for the morning. That's kind of what our morning classes look like. We've got one more class going on at the moment, which is a strong foundations class for our kind of aging population, but Marty runs that on his own. I have now left. It is 7:30. I'm about to run into Woolworths, grab myself some freshly baked sourdough bread, and then head home and have some breakfast before I then head straight to a cafe and get some work done. Great morning in the HQ. I just got home for my morning of coaching. I am starving, so I'm about to eat some fried eggs on sourdough. I'm not going to go into too much depth because if you want more of my diet, go watch the last vlog. But you know I'm going to have 3 or 4 pieces of sourdough with 3 or 4 eggs, some butter and some avocado. And I can't wait, so I'm getting into that right now. You can tell the vlog.
No, you tell.
No.
You tell.
The vlog just saw you whisper in my ear that you want to tell me. Everybody, Maddie's got something to tell you.
Could be really nice. Yeah.
Be really nice.
So Bailey's pulling out the last man standing, and we decided that I'm gonna do it instead.
Now I mentioned earlier, I don't coach every day at the gym, but I still am very heavily involved in the programming, still coaching on floor and then mentoring, developing our coaches and our staff, and just making sure that, yeah, very front facing, very much this gym. I'm like the leader of this community alongside Maddie, and like it's very important that we kind of have a finger on the pulse and they're very much are pushing the business in the direction that we want. So things like this morning when I do coach, yeah, I want to make sure my impact is felt and that the community feels that and benefits from that, which I guess I tried to record a little bit on my own this morning, just set up my tripod, but I was obviously very focused on coaching, so it's hard to really demonstrate without micing me up for 2.5 hours, but I think hopefully you'll be able to see a little bit of the impact that we were able to have this morning. After finished breakfast, I'm gonna go to a cafe straight away. I've got a lot of emails to reply to. I've got a lot of DMs to reply to, even text messages. I've got editing to do. I've got programming to do for next week. I just have a lot of things to get on top of. So that's what I'm gonna go to next. After that, I'm gonna go head into the city, to Rosebery to meet with the Oakley team, with Oakley Australia. Super excited about that. If you haven't figured out already, I'm a big Oakley guy, big sunglasses guy. So that's gonna be next. Then when I come home from that, I'm going to film podcasts with Maddie. We podcast every 2 weeks on all podcast channels. Then I've got a photo shoot for Shokz, which we'll kind of dive a little bit into that as well. That's at 2 o'clock. Then a bit of training tonight. I would love to try and fit in a swim in my day at some point today, but that might be a little bit tricky, but that's okay. But I definitely will do some training this afternoon at the gym. I'm in Rosebery, about to go meet with the Oakley Australia team and try some shades and pick myself up a new pair. Let's go. Alright, I'm here with Will. We're at the Oakley HQ office and have a look at what he's going to have for me. We have every single design that you could think of, and I'm trying all of them on. Okay, when I say that I live literally the best life in the whole entire world, I mean it, and I could not be more serious. I just walked away with 5 pairs of Oakleys. I was going in to pick up one, to try some more, to make some content around different designs and styles, and they gave me 5. Oakley Australia, I literally could not love you anymore if I tried. Let's take you through what I got. Now, when I walked in there, I was already wearing Oakleys, obviously. I was wearing my, what are these called again? DeSoto's, Oakley DeSoto's. I got these customized. If you didn't know, if you go onto the Oakley website, some models you have a customization feature, which you can choose the frame color, the lens color, the engraving color, all of it. So I customized these with like a somewhat of a purple kind of tinted frame, bigger. Now, let's go to the money stuff. I don't even know where to start, but let's start with these limited edition Tour de France Kato's. Bro, I'm new to cycling, but the cycling community is gonna put some respect on my name and these bad boys. Next up, we have the Quantum Katos. Same family, slightly different design in the gold. You know I love me some gold. These things, I feel like I could literally fly in these things. These are a little bit more modest, but we have the encoder with the vented little holes at the top, so when I sweat, it doesn't fog up my glasses. These are a little bit more humble. I can wear these anywhere. All right, I'm gonna take a little break from the loud sports style. I'm talking running, I'm talking cycling. That's what I've kind of been going with. I'm gonna talk more lifestyle now, a bit of fashion with what I'm wearing. Oh my goodness, have a look at those. The white frames, you know I like a white frame. Now, I need to find out what the name of these is again. But whatever they are, I freaking love it. They're really, really similar to the ones I walked in with, which is, these are the DeSoto that I customized. These, they start with P. I'm gonna find out, 1 second. Okay. These are the Permian. Bro, they're like thin. Oh, bro. Fuck, these are actually it. All right, last pair, for real. I don't know if I have a favorite, but have a bloody go at these things. Dude, I look like I'm actually a spaceship in these with the lime green on the side. Oh man, make me weak at the knees, Oakley. Why? All right, bring it back together. Okay. All right, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I literally am so lucky, so grateful. I live the best life in the world. Oh, it's hard to explain, man. It's hard to explain that these are just the brands that I idolized growing up, that I just have spent way too much money to buy my own things. I'm now get the chance to like go to their headquarters and meet with them and then get gifted products. Man, I'm so lucky. Oakley, I love you, and now I pause this because I'm about to hop on a call with BPN. This is my life. See you later. Dude, you should just buy an apartment in Sydney and move in, man. We just had a really exciting call with BPN, essentially, with the videographer Kobe. He's going to be shooting my day in the life for the BPN YouTube channel in 2 weeks' time. So we just went over the plan, what the day is going to consist of, spoke about different locations, different shots, and very, very fun call. Worked with Kobe one time before when BPN reached out and asked us to who might be the best to capture it. We put his name forward along with a few other creators, but I'm really excited to link up with Kobe and to make some really cool content and show the Americans how we do it down under.
You did to kind of get.
So this is a great lesson for anyone who wants to start business, get into business, work for themselves, and just life. Don't be entitled and don't expect anything. Kobe reached out when I was in the Gold Coast, which is where he's from, last year, and said, "Hey bro, big fan, love your stuff. I would love to shoot you if you're ever interested." And I was like, "Oh look, Maddie's here. She's kind of taking he didn't talk about money or anything. She's kind of doing all my content for me, but I really appreciate it. I just don't have the budget for anyone else." He's like, "Look, I don't want you to pay me. I just want to shoot for you." And I was like, "Okay, well, I'm going to work out at the gym later today at this time. If you want to come, you're more than welcome to." Just didn't really think much of it. He turned up, was just like so professional, so nice. And he just shot, and he didn't get in the way. He didn't make a scene, didn't ask me to do anything that I wasn't already planning on doing, which is truly, if you're a creator or a model or anything, like that is exactly the type of creative that you want to work with. And then the content that he made from that was amazing. He captured the emotion and different side of things that you really need to have a fine eye for that. And he did it perfectly. And so by him investing his time, his effort, his money with nothing in return, no money, no guaranteed connection. But if he doesn't do that, then we don't have that connection and we don't put his name forward. And it's the same way when I first started coaching, I would do free PTs or I'd be mentored by other coaches or just shadow other coaches and learn from them. And you've just got to go through that shit period or go just like slug through the mud until you get the breakthrough opportunity or until you can start your own gym or until you then film for BPN. So Kobe, big up to you. Such a great lesson that I really don't see a lot of in our day and age. People just want things quickly and they feel like they deserve it and they should have it, but they aren't willing to kick the shit until they get there. Kobe, big up. We'll see you in 2 weeks. So, been at Oakley all morning. Man, I took some videos on my phone, which I'm sure will overlay in here, but I love Oakley, man. Anyway, went to Oakley, was there for an hour, then had the call with Kobe. Maddie joined from here, from a computer. I joined from my car on the phone. We just spoke for an hour. I then joined the call for the last 10 minutes in here, but we kind of just went straight from Oakley straight into the BPN meeting. I've got 2 hours to get some training done before I then have a photo shoot at 2 o'clock for Shokz, which I will show you in a second. Arrived today, which is very handy because we need them for the photo shoot. I've got 1 and then I've got 2. I've got, you can kind of see, the Open Run Pro 2. That's going to be like the wraparound that goes on my ears. And then the new noise cancelling Open Fit Pro, which you can see just 2 single ones that wrap over, which are going to cancel out some of the noise. Shokz, I guess the thing that kind of separated them in the market is they were an open ear headphone, which meant you can always hear your surroundings whilst listening to whatever. So great for cycling, great for running, great for anything outdoors where you want to be able to hear your surroundings, you hear cars coming, etc. But I assume there's some feedback worldwide that people, when they're on an aeroplane, for example, they don't want to hear the zzz of the plane, or they don't want to hear the person next to them. They want to actually be able to block out that noise. And so they've just have an Open Fit Pro, which is their first noise cancelling headphone. I've got this in the black color already, big fan, but we're shooting the brand new white color that just came out on our brand new black painted wall, so it's gonna pop. Anyway, that's at 2 o'clock.
Maybe tell me, so you work in Shokz now?
I'm working with Shokz now. Have we signed the contract?
Yeah, it's the signed, sealed, delivered, baby.
Signed, sealed, delivered. Signed, sealed, delivered. I'm now working with Shokz as my partner in headphones, and I love Shokz. They've got an underwater headphone, which I used in the pool the other week for the first time. Super cool. Unbelievable. Like, kind of crazy that's even a thing. Then if I'm going to run, usually I'll kind of wear these, or if I'm like in the office even, I'll wear these if I want to block out the noise. And then if I'm ever on the bike, I wear the ones that wrap all the way around, just in case, not they ever have fallen off, but I just like to have a bit more security there. And I can also put it around my neck if I really want to take them both off. But so I've got a running one, a swimming one, a biking one. Big up to the Shokz team. So how's on the YouTube vlog the other day? I introduced Jade, Smitty. I introduced Jade to the vlog. I'm Jade's gonna be my main training partner. We're both training halfway, man. Schmitty goes, I don't like this Jade guy. I reckon I should be your main training partner or something.
Let me know if you don't want him. I might not. Get rid of him. Bring me in.
Yeah, that is. Alright. Beautiful. Alright, tube. Let me make myself more presentable. Photo shoot done. Shooting for Shokz. Get them in your ears, people. Discount code coming soon. Maybe, I don't know, just buy them anyway.
Yeah, no, it is.
If they're good, you don't need the code. But I will have one soon. Shoot done, we got some shots also for Attacker. Not officially sponsored, but They've sent me a bunch of gear, so big up the attacker, and also we'll just share some love for them. All right, this is work again. I'm not training right now. I'm not relaxing right now. I'm shooting. It's part of the job. That's also part of the job.
Yeah.
Welcome to my studio. Just wrapped up the Shokz shoot. Maddie and I are about to do a podcast before I train in tonight's class. We were planning to do it earlier in the day, but it has been a busy day, squeezing lots in, so we pushed it back. It is now 4 o'clock and we're about to do this pod. So the podcast, we release one every fortnight. YouTube we do every week, but podcast, we started well before the YouTube, halfway through, or started last year, even earlier.
Even back into 2024.
Back end of 2024, and the podcast really was mainly for Maddie as like something that she really was passionate about and wanted to have more control, because she's not necessarily a coach at heart. That was never like her kind of dream career, but she studied like marketing media, and then wanted to help people in the health and fitness space, but through a different kind of avenue. So that's the main reason we started the pod, and then we had really great feedback from it. And it's something that we doubled down on, really invested in, and then as we kind of started the YouTube, it fell to the wayside a little bit, but we're back. We're podding every fortnight. We've made that commitment and we love it. We often speak about on the pod that it's kind of like free therapy for Maddie and I to dive deeper into topics that we don't get to always speak about on short form social media, on the YouTube, because it's more of a visual diary. But the podcast, anyone who's going to put the podcast in their ears are like prepared to listen for 30 to 60 minutes and dive deep into a topic. So we love it, and it's definitely something that we're going to keep doing. The podcast is about anything and everything. It's about basically a deeper look into Maddie and I's life. The YouTube gets a pretty good look, but like I said, the YouTube is usually 20 to 30 minutes. It's often a visual diary. It's quite, entertaining behind the scenes look, but it's more fun. With the podcast, we kind of dive into deeper topics, I guess. Last episode was the ins and outs for 2026, things we think are really important that we should prioritize, and trends and things we really don't want to see continue in 2026. So we often speak about campaigns we've got coming up, or things that are happening in the gym, or nutritional topics, training topics, whatever's kind of in that season of our life in that moment. And it's just a chance to dive deeper down that rabbit hole and shoot the shit is the term I was looking for. All right, pod wrapped. Good pod. We spoke about the golden years are the years that you're in, and you shouldn't be comparing to the past, but maximizing the ones you're in right now. If you haven't listened to the pod, go give it a listen. This is a kind of a standard day. We don't podcast every day, but doing a bit of everything is kind of the norm. We don't always show this or show it in as much depth. We often are focusing more on the training or the nutrition or being an athlete as part of my personality, and less about the entrepreneurial side of things. But we do want to highlight that as well, because that's such a key part of who I am, and what drives me. I'm equally as motivated by business goals and personal goals as I am athletic goals. So yeah, we do want to kind of showcase a little bit of what that is. And it's not always easy. It's kind of like, I'm not complaining at all about it, but it's like, we're go. And especially these past 2 weeks, like we kind of just spoke about in the pod, that it's been a little bit overwhelming. We're probably like have a little bit too much on our plate, and we're operating at like 110%, and we ideally want to operate at like kind of 90% and have a good balance of everything, with a little bit of room to give extra when we need to. But to start the year, we've kind of gone full guns blazing, but that's just what it takes when you've got lots of goals in lots of different domains, personal, business, and athletics. So I'm about to train in our class tonight. I train in one of our classes every single day, and we kind of spoke about that in the pod, that because we're chasing such big, ambitious goals all the time, and we're chasing that kind of feeling of satisfaction, and that achieving something new. It gets harder the more we achieve, the more we do to find that feeling all the time. But for me, I find that feeling being in my community, coaching, training, and having my feet on the ground and being very present in it, and that grounds me and keeps me very connected at all times. No matter what I'm chasing, I'm not just chasing this external validation. I kind of have the internal validation here. And so that kind of really drives me. We had a staff meeting last week where all the coaches spoke about one thing they're proud of and one of themselves, and one thing they still have to work on moving forward. And it was really good to hear everyone speak about where they're at. And I think for me, the thing I spoke about, the thing I'm proud of, is that one of our members one time said to me that I couldn't believe when I first came to trial the gym that you were training in the class. He's like, I just couldn't believe that you were practicing what you preach and you weren't too good for it. I just thought yes, you kind of own it and were the face of it, but I just didn't think we'd see you around. But it's so cool that I did that trial with you. I then signed up because of that, and now I train with you every day after seeing you online for X amount of time. So that's something that I'm really proud of, that I didn't do that unprovoked or for that reason, but it's cool that that can have an impact on the people I see in the day-to-day, and it's something that I hold very closely and very important, that if I'm going to have a community and be the face of it and lead it, then I actually have to lead it. And leadership isn't something that you can just turn on, turn off when it suits you. You've got to be a leader at all times and choose the hard right over the easy wrong. And I feel as long as my baby in Bayfit is doing well and everything's going smoothly here, the same way that everything's going smoothly with my training, everything else kind of flows nicely off of that. I'm a better content creator, I'm a better partner, I'm a better business manager, leader, whatever. When those things are good, everything else follows.
I can't recall the last time that we talked about anything but looking out for cops. We got cigarette burns in the same side of our hands. We ain't friends, we're just morons. We broke skin in the same spot. But I've never seen you take a turn that wide. And I'm high enough to still care if I die. So I tried to read the thoughts that you worked overtime to start. You said fuck off, and I said nothing for a while. You know I think about you all the time, and my deep misunderstanding of your life.
You see who wins out of me and Matt Turner.